An important part of any tree planting project is choosing the right trees for your location. So some people will be planting trees right next to the river, some other people will be planting in sandy areas or areas with a lot of clay soil. So you want to choose trees that are sort of native to the area and are most likely to succeed. I do have a few lists. The Upper Hopkins group does have a few lists of trees for different types of habitat in our region, and so you can reach out to the Landcare facilitator and ask for those.
Absolutely, Asher, and following on from that, it's very important to select trees at all different levels. So we want tall overstory and shrubbier type understory trees, which are both important for windbreaks, for livestock, etc., but also really critical for small birds and animals to shelter in. A really effective way to establish trees, cost effective and less labour intensive than tube stock, is direct seeding. This is done using the Hamilton tree seeder that's available for free to members of our group. It's a very basic machine that is a 3-point linkage unit. You put it on the back of a small tractor, it leaves a single furrow and it leaves a small amount of native tree seed in the bottom of the furrow with a press wheel. Sort of 80 to 200 grams of seed per lineal kilometre is standard. It's very cheap compared to tube stock. One of the downfalls is it's not as reliable. So if you do get that dry spring or an extremely hot summer, you may not get results that are up to your expectations. But given that it's so cheap and so easy, it's not the end of the world and can be repeated the following year until you do achieve that result you're after. Another benefit that I've found with direct seeding is that the trees which are suited to particular parts of your plantation seem to thrive there because they're all getting the opportunity, whether it be dry or wet, and you can end up with more of a natural sort of density and natural spread of tree species.
So the other method that we usually use is using tube stock trees. So these are just small pots that have a tree that's probably less than a year old. And there's some really great advantages to this. You can choose exactly which trees you want where, and you can create a real diversity of trees and shrubs in your plantation, in your revegetation project. So definitely advantages about the diversity you can select for. Also means that your trees are already established when you're putting them in the ground, and that they've sort of got a bit of a kickstart to get going in at your site. But there are some challenges. You have to plant every single individual tree. So if you're planting a biodiversity corridor with 1,500 trees, that's 1,500 little pots that you have to put into the ground. So it can be quite labour intensive and time consuming. You either want to have a lot of friends that weekend or connect with the Landmate crew to help you out with the tree planting. And again, we do have Hamilton tree planters with the Upper Hopkins Land Management Group, so you can always borrow them to help you with your planting project if you choose to go with tube stock.